up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pick Six Nation. This time it's going to be episode number 177. And my guest for this episode is Brent Mason. Brent, thank you so much for coming back on. I really appreciate it. It's been back-to-back episodes. Man, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, really excited. We've kind of been all over the draft this year. A lot of exciting things that happened in the 2024 draft. Teams filling voids and some rising prospects, some other prospects that fell. We're here to give some draft grades and talk about the players we really like. So thanks for being back on, and I'm excited to talk the draft with you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise, man. Likewise. Yeah, absolutely. I like for sure. And happy Cinco de Mayo for sure.
Yeah, May 5th. Always exciting time in Chicago. Happy Cinco de Mayo. People are out celebrating. It's a beautiful day here in Chicago.
Yes,
The sun's shining, clear skies. You can't beat it. Beginning of May.
100%. I could not agree with you more. And let's get into our takeaways from the draft. I'm excited. I really like what the Falcons did by taking Michael Penix Jr. I thought it was considered a shock move, but it's a really good move. It's an amazing move at the same time.
Yeah, I think different people, different opinions. I know you liked it. You've always been a big Michael Penix fan.
100%.
I thought they should have used that pick and added somebody else. Kind of shocking to me that they would sign a quarterback and pay him that amount of money if they knew they were going to try to go after Penix, because they knew they could have got Penix at this draft spot. Why would you sign a quarterback then and not just give it to Penix right away? So kind of a shocking move. I thought maybe they would go defense or maybe some D-line or an edge guy. So really a surprising pick for me. I don't know how Michael Penix is going to do in the league. He throws a tough ball, but he's kind of a small guy. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of time to tell, but it seems like he's going to hold out. So maybe that is the route. Maybe they use the analogy of Aaron Rodgers sitting behind Brett Favre, and then Jordan Love sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. So if they can manage those two quarterbacks and make it a good competition, and Michael Penix can learn from Kirk Cousins, a veteran, and grow into a good starting quarterback, who knows? We might look back and it's a really good move for those Falcons. But it just seemed, I was surprised when they had so many other holes that they could have filled, that they shocked everybody and did that. So we'll see how it turns out. And that's definitely going to be one of these picks that we keep our eye on in the future to see how it plays out and to see how much shelf life Kirk Cousins got. Maybe Kirk Cousins starts to slow down in year 2 or 3 and they just go right to Penix. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens for sure. I mean, that's a great pick by the Falcons to get Michael Penix Jr. I also really like the Bears getting Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. I really like the Bears getting those two. Really, really nice picks there. I'm excited for the Caleb Williams era in Chicago. I'm excited for the Caleb Williams era in Chicago.
Yeah, I thought they got a real steal with Rome at number 9. I thought he was a lot better player than that. I think he was one of the steals of the draft. I thought he's got a tremendous upside. I think the Bears had got themselves into a position where they couldn't do anything else but draft Caleb Williams and had to go with it. They had kind of made that decision. I think they waited too long and didn't get anything for Justin Fields. What did they only get, a 4th rounder, a 6th round pick? And so now we've got this position where they had to draft Caleb Williams and make the shock. So they've got him for some rookie contracts and for a little longer. We'll see what they can do. But I think the other parallel is that we're always going to compare now Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy. They get drafted into the same division, NFC North. Here's a national championship guy that won at Michigan, that was a Chicago kid, grew up in the western suburbs, was a really good player. And did the Bears make a mistake and go with this Caleb Williams guy that was supposed to be all-world, all-star, but he wasn't really that big of a winner at USC. I mean, I was personally at the Notre Dame game, and Notre Dame plays a very traditional NFL defense, right? They switch up their man-to-man, they switch their zones. Really caused him problems that night. 3 interceptions from Caleb Williams, and he looked like not a star quarterback like some of these people have been praising, the best number 1 pick since John Elway, Andrew Luck. So he's got a lot of hype on his shoulders. We'll see if he ends up, and I think J.J. McCarthy lands in a good situation. He gets Aaron Jones now on the running back, the guy that can run and catch out of the backfield. He's got the best wide receiver in football, arguably, in Justin Jefferson. So we'll see how this plays out. These two are always going to be linked now, especially in the same conference. And there's some other parts of this puzzle with him being a Chicago kid. It could be one of these stains on the Chicago Bears. Did they miss a guy from Chicago right in front of their eyes just to go with the sexy pick in Caleb Williams? So I'm interested to see this as well, how it plays out. This is a really good quarterback draft, a really good receiver draft. And we talked about this on the other show, a tremendous offensive line draft. I thought there were so many good offensive linemen that were just going to be really staples and good bookends for these pro teams. So we'll see. I'm interested to watch on that one just as much as you're interested to watch that Michael Penix Jr. and how he plays out. But yeah, no, a lot of positive energy, a lot of hype now around Chicago. Caleb Williams is coming into a tremendous offense. He's got 3 star receivers. He's got another tight end. They get Everett from the Rams, so they got another backup tight end.
They got him for the Chargers.
And they got a great DJ Swift, a guy that can catch it out of the backfield and make plays. So it would be interesting.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift it'll be interesting to see what happens here with some of these guys. The Bears offense looks to upgrade, and they make some other picks, go a punter, get a guy that's got a lot of hype around him. The DN from Kansas that they can maybe play as a hybrid outside linebacker, get pressure on the quarterback. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see about that. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm really excited about the Caleb Williams era in Chicago. Him throwing to Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, it's definitely
Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift.
Breathing some high energy and breathing some life into these Bears fans that's really struggled. And I think it's going to be no doubt with all these weapons, Caleb's going to break a lot of the rookie records. It's amazing that the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer in all their history. So we'll see where Caleb does.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great. He's going to be great. Yeah, I think we got the Bears. The Bears really killed the Bears really nailed it in the draft. The Falcons did as well. I thought the Rams getting Jared Verse also really great pick there.
Yeah. Jared Verse is one of these guys that fell. I think the other thing too is the Vikings. The Vikings get J.J. McCarthy, who doesn't look like a bad pick. They got him, and they were able to get Dallas Turner as well. So I thought the Vikings had a pretty good draft. They really got guys that fell to them and that fit their positions. So we'll see how they do. A pretty exciting time for them. I thought who else had a good draft?
The Colts did too.
The Colts. I like the Colts. The Colts made some plays and some moves. The Raiders going after maybe one of the best tight ends we've seen coming into the league in a long time. A super athlete that can, you can mix him up, put him in the fullback in the backfield, split him out wide, put him at tight end. He's just a very versatile player, good athlete. We'll see how he does, even though he's had some knee problems coming out of college of Georgia, but really a talented prospect, a talented player. I thought there were some other people. I thought Cooper DeJean fell a little bit, but the Eagles on day 2 making a snatch and grabbing him. So I think he could be a good type of Eagles player.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the Eagles had a really nice draft. They got Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, I agree.
They had a really nice draft.
Kansas City getting some speed, wide receiver.
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, really can run. So spreading out defenses, giving Mahomes another weapon.
Yep.
And I thought some of the other ones, I thought, I liked I like the Bengals pick. I like the
Yep,
Mims. I like
yep.
getting
Marius
him,
Mims. Yep.
protecting Burrow and making some plays. I thought the Browns struggled a little bit. I don't think they really knew what they were going after. Uh, and then I like what some of the Houston Texans done. The Houston Texans seem like they're on the right. They really got a good brain trust there. They're making the right picks when they need them, and they're also taking talent that they may not need, but just kind of fits on the board that they can't pass. So I'm pretty excited about what the Houston Texans are going to do in a very winnable conference. It looks like they could really take over and start dominating that conference for a while now with Jacksonville, the Colts, themselves, and Tennessee seems like they're just kind of slipping away. Tennessee's just kind of was rising for a long time. It seems like they're starting to fall now.
You mean I think you're trying to say division.
Yeah, their division, that AFC South.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the AFC South is really, it's a really winnable division, or winnable conference division. They've got a really foothold, I think, on it. And CJ Stroud showed us last year he's really a superstar in the making. I keep wanting to compare him to Tom Brady as when I watch him. He just has that touch. His touch on the football and his placement and accuracy is so good. He just throws such a calm football that just seems to sit in his receiver's hands. So I'm interested to see him in year two if he repeats. They've added some players, added some defense. They were able to get a really good player from Minnesota on the defensive end. That it's going to be a wrecking ball. So exciting stuff happening.
Yeah, 100%. It's exciting stuff happened. I thought the Lions had a really nice draft too. They got Terrion Arnold. That was a really nice pick.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like the Lions really know he's like the new Belichick in the league already. He just kind of knows the kind of tough, hard nosed guys that he wants, and he goes and gets them. And the Lions got a new kind of breed of toughness that they're building in the culture out there in Detroit. So exciting for the Lions fans. They had a good run in last year's playoffs. We'll see if they can make that continue in the year two.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, a little allergies here.
Yeah, that's rough.
Who else do you
Rough.
like?
Yeah.
What do you think of AFC West? What do you think about Bo Nix? I thought Bo Nix was the second, third round guy. I thought they really reached. I don't know if he was a first round guy,
Okay.
even though his father was his coach and he's got good pedigree and was a winner at Auburn, a winner in Oregon. I'm just not sure how it's going to translate over to the NFL. And I always worry about these. I really do. I worry about these Pac-12 guys. A Bo Nix that plays in the Oregon, USC Caleb Williams, who's on Michael Penix at Washington. There's just not a lot of defense that they see out there. They don't play defense out on the West Coast. They just like to
Really?
score, score, score. So I'm interested to see how these guys adjust to really tough, hard-nosed, physical football. Like, are these guys going to be able to take these big hits that these defenses bring? Or are they going to be able to handle the pressure, switching defenses, drops and rotations that some of these different zones and man-to-man coverages bring? So it'll be interesting to see how these Pac-12 guys do. I know people were in love with them all year, but I'm still excited to see if they can live up to the hype, or it's just another was their college they just don't play against that tough of competition. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens for sure. I really like the Colts getting Latu for sure.
Yeah,
that was also a really nice
I
pick.
liked him. We talked about that in the other draft. I thought he was one of the sneaky guys in the draft. And I talked about this before. The Samoan Hawaiian players, they play with such passion, such heart. You can't teach that stuff. It just comes from within and their culture. And I just love the heart. I think of a Junior Seau, Troy Polamalu. Those guys just play with so much passion and love for the game and so much intensity. I think he's going to bring that to a Colts defense. We'll see if Leonard can get healthy, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, no, I really like the Panthers getting Xavier Legette as well. That was a really nice pick too.
Yeah, Panthers really got to improve. They look like they got really duped last year by Ryan Poles and the Bears. The Bears got a lot of firepower, a lot of draft picks, a lot of action for Bryce Young, and Bryce Young really looked like he doesn't belong in the NFL. He really struggled in year one. We'll see if he improves. Nowhere near the kind of player C.J. Stroud was the year before.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that's out of Bryce Young's control. I think he wasn't like drafted into the best situation.
Absolutely, it's been a tough go there, but you got to think too that in the conference, it's got to win some winnable games. Tampa Bay, the Falcons were down a little bit. New Orleans was switching up, new coach, new team. I just didn't think they were going to struggle the way they did, and they were. I thought one of maybe the worst teams in the NFL last year. I mean, they really struggled at times.
Yeah.
Who else do you like? What other? I think we talked about a lot of these offensive tackles being really good players. A lot of tackles got taken in this draft. A lot of these guys we thought were just going to be, these were can't miss picks. Kind of how we felt about Rome and Marvin Harrison.
Like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Those are the guys you looked at and be like, you know what? No matter where that guy goes, that's going to be a good pick. We felt like that was going to be the same way for a lot of these offensive tackles. They were truly ready for the NFL, and they had been through tough competition. They were proven guys. They had good careers in college. And we saw a lot of those tackles get taken in that first round.
Yeah. J.C. Latham and then
I was surprised.
Joe
a lot of
Walsh.
people were surprised that J.C. Latham was the first guy off the board. He went quick. I think I've seen some drafts where they didn't have him going almost 20th. They had 3 or 4 tackles ahead of him. So interesting how each franchise rates the tackles, rate some of these offensive linemen, and go with the guys they like. But really good. He went quick. We really liked the guy from Notre Dame, that went to San Diego, and
Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers. Then traditional hardball fashion, Jim Harbaugh goes, we look at offensive linemen as weapons, and he gets it. He understands that real football is won in the trenches. If you don't got guys that can block and keep your quarterback upright, or create holes for your running back, or time for your quarterback, it doesn't matter how good that quarterback is. And defensive linemen, if you can't get pressure on quarterbacks or make the quarterback hurry or stop the run, it's going to be a long, long career and season. But, I love the old analogy that really football is won in the trenches with the big uglies. So you saw Harbaugh, a real football guy, old-fashioned traditionalist, go offensive lineman first, and the first one off the board. His dad was a pro. His dad was a really good player. So excited for him. We'll see how he goes in the new LA Chargers.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and also I'm excited about J.C. Latham as well.
Yeah,
in Tennessee.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that went off the board early. I think a lot of people had fun. Or who was the guy? Fashanu, or the kid from Penn State?
Olu Fashanu.
Oh, Fashanu. I think a lot of people had him a little bit ahead of J.C. Latham. Some others. So I was surprised to see J.C. go off the board second as the lineman, but still a really, really good player, talented. And Tennessee's got to get back to being able to run the football like they did in those Henry years, and be able to control the clock and dominate the time of possession. And he seems like a Mike Vrabel guy.
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
Who else you like? I feel like this draft, more than others in previous years, was really a big offensive draft this first round.
Malik Neighbors.
Not as many defensive guys come off the board as we thought. It's really offensive dominated that first round.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see. Maybe it wasn't as talented. I was surprised to see Dallas fall to the Vikings, and the Vikings just said, we can't miss on this guy. We got to take him.
Yeah, 100%. I really like the Giants getting Malik Neighbors, and I really like the Cardinals getting Marvin Harrison Jr. And this was a really, really good draft overall.
Yeah, good wide receivers, and even some other teams got some good receivers that second round.
100%. Malik Neighbors, and then the Jaguars getting Brian Thomas Jr.
He was a good player at Texas. I mean, sorry, at LSU with Malik. Really nice. And then we saw also what I meant to say, we guys saw the two receivers from Texas get picked up. Really some speedsters. So a lot of good
Yes.
receivers in this draft as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they killed it. I mean, really nice draft. Nice draft by the Bears, the Chiefs, the Chiefs, the Falcons, the Lions. Yeah, really nice draft overall. The Eagles, the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots go with Drake May. We'll see how Drake ends up. It'd be a really interesting. It's always nice to compare these quarterbacks and see how they do. So we got some really great quarterbacks to compare each other. Drake May and the Patriots, and then we got the kid from LSU, Jaden
Daniels.
because
I
really
like.
him for Washington, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, and Penix. So we got a lot of quarterbacks to compare this year. A bunch of first rounders. We'll see who ends up sticking out and who has the good career. I just look at Caleb Williams right now and JJ McCarthy land in probably the better spots. I think they're in the better organizations. They got playmakers and a good offensive line. And so we'll see. I think those guys got the best chance. And these other guys are going to have to battle through some adversity and battle through some rebuilding of organizations before maybe they can potentially get their moment.
Yep, 100%, 100%. I think we got it. I think we covered about everything.
Yeah, I think this was a good recap. I think we really thought it was a heavy offensive draft. We really
Yep.
thought there was
Wait, one more thing.
a bunch of
Hang on.
quarterbacks were going to go off the first round, a bunch of receivers, and a bunch of O linemen, and that seemed to happen. It seemed like the defensive guys slipped further than they originally thought. Some of these defensive guys might slip up into the top 10, and it seemed like they just didn't make it in there. They fell into the teens in the draft.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really excited about Jaden Daniels. I'm really excited about him.
Yeah, I think Washington's really going to slow play this. I think they understand that they need to build around him, and this whole organization's going through a cultural change. And they just kind of, what can we do to make Jaden Daniels better? He doesn't have a lot of pressure on him. They're just going to say, hey, let's just play, show us what you can do, and we're going to slowly help rebuild this team. Can they keep him upright? Can they keep him healthy? We'll see. You got to protect the quarterback. You can't let some of these young quarterbacks take big hits.
Yeah, 100%. That is 100% true.
But exciting, and he had some. People were worried about the elbow. He had some elbow issue and some stuff when he did his combine and testing, and a big lump on the elbow. So people were worried about it, but it seemed like it didn't bother his throwing. So we'll see how that shakes out. I'm excited for the season.
Yep, me too.
The draft is over, and so now it's heading straight forward to their camp, and then we got conference predictions, division predictions, coaches of the year, offensive and defense players of the year. So really exciting as you head into some of your other podcasts talking about your potential picks. Mikey, who do you like heading into the season? So really exciting stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I could not agree with you more. And I really enjoyed talking about the draft with you. Best of luck to all the draftees.
Yeah.
And to the players that weren't drafted, best of luck to the players that are undrafted. Best of luck to you. Hopefully you can find a team as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully some of these undrafted free agents pop up, get to spring camp or get signed, and they're able to work hard and make a roster. But we know what it's like, the NFL, National Football League, but we can always say it stands for not for long. And so we understand it's a tough business. It's a hard, cutthroat business. So you've got small chances to prove yourself. So you got to prove yourself right away and believe in yourself, keep playing. But, man, it's a tough league to make it in.
100%. 100% true. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Brent, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Anytime, Michael.
Man, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on. You're welcome anytime.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and look forward to connecting with you, maybe talking about more once we get closer to the preseason and some of your picks that you like heading into 2024 season.
Yep, 100%. 100%. All right, man. All right. Oh,
All right.
Wait before you head off.
Yep.
All right. Wait, hang on. What was it called? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Take care, guys. Have a good one. I will see you guys in the next episode. Brent, take care, man. Have a good one. I'll see you later.
Absolutely. Thanks, Michael. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Thank you. You as well.
You got it. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.